Have you ever judged someone by the way they look? What if the man arriving at his own wedding on an old bicycle was actually one of the richest people in America? Today's story is a powerful reminder that appearances can be deceiving and that true success often hides behind humility. When a bride's family laughed at her groom for showing up on a rusty bicycle, they thought they knew everything about him. But what happened next shocked everyone and turned their laughter into complete silence. This inspiring story is filled with emotion, unexpected twists, and a lesson you'll never forget. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our amazing stories. Now grab your seat and let's get started. Emily stood outside the beautiful wedding venue in a small town near Austin, Texas, feeling both excited and nervous. Friends and family had gathered from across the country to witness her special day. The venue was decorated with white flowers, sparkling lights, and elegant tables that reflected months of careful planning. Everyone was waiting for the groom's arrival. Emily's relatives expected Daniel to appear in a luxury vehicle, considering how confident and calm he always seemed. As guests chatted and laughed, a distant ringing sound caught their attention. To everyone's surprise, Daniel slowly approached the venue, riding an old bicycle that looked worn from years of use. The moment Daniel stopped near the entrance, whispers spread through the crowd. Some guests exchanged confused looks, while others struggled to hide their laughter. Emily's cousins openly mocked the situation, saying that no successful man would arrive at his own wedding on such a bicycle. Several guests secretly recorded videos on their phones, believing the scene was amusing. Daniel, however, appeared completely unaffected. He carefully parked the bicycle, adjusted his simple suit, and greeted everyone with a warm smile. His calm confidence only confused people more. Instead of feeling embarrassed, he seemed proud to be there. The guests could not understand why a groom would choose such a humble entrance. Inside the venue, the comments continued. Emily overheard relatives questioning Daniel's financial situation and wondering whether she had made the right choice. Some even suggested that he could not afford a proper car. Emily felt disappointed by their behavior, but she trusted the man she loved. She knew Daniel was hardworking, honest, and generous. Throughout their relationship, he had never cared about impressing others with expensive possessions. While many people measured success through luxury and status, Daniel always focused on character and purpose. Even so, Emily could sense the judgment filling the room. The bicycle had become the center of attention, overshadowing the joy of the wedding itself. As guests settled into their seats, Daniel quietly looked toward the bicycle parked outside. Few people knew the story behind it. Years earlier, when he had moved to California with almost nothing, that bicycle had been his only means of transportation. He rode it to job interviews, business meetings, and long nights spent working on ideas that most people dismissed as impossible. Rain or sunshine, success or failure, the bicycle remained with him through every challenge. To Daniel, it represented perseverance rather than poverty. Every scratch on its frame reminded him of obstacles he had overcome. Bringing it to the wedding was his way of honoring the journey that shaped his life. The ceremony began, and despite the whispers, Daniel stood proudly beside Emily. Looking at her, he felt grateful for someone who valued him for who he was, rather than what he owned. Around them, guests still believed they understood his story. They saw only a simple man with an old bicycle and assumed they knew everything about him. What they did not realize was that Daniel was hiding a truth that would soon leave the entire room speechless. While people laughed and judged him based on appearances, they remained completely unaware that the humble groom standing before them was actually one of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in America. As the ceremony ended, guests moved toward the reception hall, expecting a simple celebration. The laughter and whispers about Daniel's bicycle had not completely stopped. Many people still viewed him as an ordinary man who had somehow convinced Emily to marry him. The atmosphere changed suddenly when several black luxury SUVs pulled up outside the venue. Security personnel stepped out first, followed by sharply dressed executives carrying gifts and flowers. Guests rushed to the windows to see what was happening. Confusion spread throughout the room. Nobody understood why such important-looking people had arrived at a small-town wedding, and curiosity quickly replaced the earlier mockery. One by one, the visitors entered the reception hall and walked directly toward Daniel. Their faces lit up with respect and admiration as they shook his hand. Several addressed him as Mr. Carter and thanked him for inviting them. Emily's relatives watched in stunned silence. The same man they had mocked only an hour earlier was now being treated like a celebrity. The executives spoke about company projects, international offices, and business achievements that sounded far beyond anything the guests had imagined. Daniel remained humble and polite, introducing everyone to Emily and thanking them for coming. The room grew quieter with every passing minute. Soon, a large screen at the front of the hall flickered to life. A special video presentation began playing. Employees from cities around the world appeared on the screen, congratulating Daniel on his wedding day. Teams from New York, Los Angeles, London, Singapore, and Dubai shared heartfelt messages about his leadership and generosity. The guests listened in disbelief as the video revealed that Daniel was the founder and majority owner of a technology company valued at several $1 billion. His business employed thousands of people globally and was recognized as one of America's fastest-growing companies. Gasps filled the room as the truth finally became impossible to ignore. Emily's relatives felt embarrassed as they remembered every joke and judgment they had made earlier. The cousins who had laughed the loudest could barely look Daniel in the eye. Guests who had recorded videos of his bicycle arrival quickly realized how wrong they had been. Yet Daniel showed no anger or resentment. Instead, he thanked everyone for attending and spoke warmly about the importance of humility. He explained that wealth had never changed who he was. The bicycle represented the difficult years before success, when determination and hard work were his greatest assets. He believed forgetting those struggles would mean forgetting the lessons that made him successful. Standing beside Emily, Daniel shared one final message that touched everyone in the room. He said people often judge others by appearances, clothing, cars, or social status, but true value cannot be measured that way. Character, kindness, and integrity are far more important than anything money can buy. He looked at Emily and thanked her for loving him without caring about his wealth. The guests applauded, many feeling deeply moved by his words. By the end of the evening, nobody remembered the bicycle as something embarrassing. Instead, it became a symbol of perseverance, humility, and a powerful reminder never to judge a person before knowing their story.